there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris Orme, and we are returning to Stars Order 7. More to the point, we are restarting our series because we had an issue with things a little earlier on. So we're going to jump in here. And as you can see, we've got to look at the schedule first. So the last one I built looked really stable. It did slow down in places. We did have a couple of issues, but by and large, it worked very well. Now, the only issue with that was it kind of broke going into my third season of testing on a test save. Now, this one personally I tested until season 10, and it's actually ran really good. No slowdowns, no interruptions, no crashes, no glitches. Just went and did its business as I wanted it to. So I really can't complain here. I think this is the first schedule I've built which looks extremely stable. No pun intended. But yeah, it's the first one I really think will survive long term. And I really like that, because as we look at this schedule, as we start going through these races, you'll be able to see that yes, there's a few races that aren't in the right place, etc. You'll have to bear with me on that. I've just chosen places I liked where they went. So Châtillon, there's a meeting very early on in the season, so I thought for those horses that are ready to race early on, mainly the 3 and 4 year olds usually, they will be able to head to Châtillon. We still have all the American races. Every single, I believe, American grade 1, 2, and 3 that I could put in is in. The only couple that are missing are the ones that the game duplicates by normal. And I've taken out the duplicate copy and not put in the real version just because that tends to add the duplicate back in for some reason. Schedule builder, not really fantastic in places. And I'm just not good enough to actually figure out how to add them in manually and have them stick there. So you will see a lot of those races. So an American schedule, but with a lot of worldwide races thrown in on top. You see, as we come along then to February, we head to Tokyo. We've got the Yushin, the Himba, Tokyo Yushin, the Yushin Himba, the new Hong Kong Mile Cup, I believe. I'm not sure. And the February. In February. So the July Cup now should be in July. The February should now be in February. And I think that just makes some sort of sense. So I'm happy with that. Then we got our build-ups in March. We head over to Australia for the Canterbury and leg 1 of their Triple Crown, the Randwick Guineas. So that should be kind of interesting. End of the month. BMW, Golden Slipper, the Ranvit, George Ryder, the Vinery Stud, and the second leg of the Aussie Triple Crown, the Rosehill Guineas. We also get the Florida Derby just about there. A trip to Maidan. You can see a big World Cup meeting there. It just seemed like an easy point to put into the schedule for 4-year-olds, basically. And yeah, sort of short distance 3-year-olds. Because they won't be in the Triple Crown, so whether they're in the Aussie one, whether they want to be in other ones, that's fine. And then back to Randwick, JT Smith, the ATC Oaks, the Queen of the Turf, Queen Elizabeth, Sire's Produce for the 2-year-olds, and the Champagne for 2-year-olds. Very nice to have grade 1s that early at distance for grade 2s. We also got the All-Aged and the ATC Australian Derby Mile 4, the Triple Crown finisher. So very nice sort of meeting there, the Autumn Carnival, as it were, out in Australia. Back to Hong Kong for another run with a bunch of good races here as well. I really like a couple of these. The Hong Kong Derby's in there. The Audemars Piguet is in there. So, interesting races. Then we've got Longchamp. We start off the French Triple Crown. We've got the Poule d'Essai de Poulain and de Pouliche. And the Pouliche are the fillies, I believe. The Poulains are the colts. So separate leg ones for the French Triple Crown. We start there. And then we're just starting to come now back into what we know very, very well, being the start of the American Triple Crown. But before we can get too far, a few days after the Kentucky Derby, we start the Irish as well. So Aussie's already done. The French has started. Now the American starts. Now the Irish starts. There's some different distances in these. As you can see, the French and the Irish are both over a mile. And of course, a mile two for the Kentucky Derby. But we start those off. And then we get to the Preakness. And then we start the British again over a mile. So I'm not sure if honestly, if one horse can win multiple grade ones in the same season. I did think about spreading them out, but I wanted them roughly in the right, if not the right month, then the right sort of season. That just felt like it was right to me. We got the Qatar Prix de Jockey Club and the Prix de Diane, which is actually the second leg of the French Triple Crown. So we got the Diane in there as we finish off the American, the Belmont. Quite a compact one. And then we've got a mile two, of course, for good horses. Again, another nice run out in the Manhattan. Or you can try moving up to a mile four if you didn't get a result here, or you had multiple mile fours and you did the Belmont. We've got Coronation Cup, the Investec Derby, and the Oaks to finish off the British Triple Crowns. We've got these good races all lined up for you, but yeah, the Derby, big meeting there at Epsom. Let me head back then for Royal Ascot in mid-June. Again, some really good races. We've got a 2 mile 4. I'm really interested to see who wins that, and I don't think we'll ever have a horse that can really run that. But I'm interested to see what kind of gamebreds may or may not be capable of achieving those distances and who ends up winning that race. Got a trip over then to Canada. Moving up, you can see some decent races taking place. Then we got the Grand Prix de Paris at Longchamp again. That is a phenomenal race in France that I just had to include. It's a big time race in France. And we got the July Cup on the 12th of July. Prince of Wales up in Fort Erie, the second leg of Canada's Triple Crown, if I'm correct. King George QE there at Ascot. And then you see here the Irish Derby to finish off their Triple Crown. Glorious Goodwood, we've got the Sussex, we've got the Goodwood Cup, we've got the Nassau. Interesting to see, can we race over 2 miles? I'm not entirely sure there. The Yorkshire Oaks, the Juddmonte International, and the Nunthorpe in there as well. Back to Britain, back over to Canada, the Breeders' Stake, the Woodbine Mile, the Northern Dancer, as well as in the Talma. I think that's a great little meeting to throw people at. The Vermeil, the Prix de Moulins, the Longchamp, again in France, Ireland, the Matron and the Irish Champion. Then over to the St. Leger to complete finally the Triple Crown in Britain. So I really like that there's a lot of distance races. There's a lot of short races. I hope with the distance grade ones, the game's actually going to generate some distance horses that we can kind of breed our stock to along the way. Meeting at South Africa, head to Turffontein, some good races, but the Classic and the Derby are also there. And then back then, you can see we've got 7 furlong here. We've got some short races. We've also got the completion of the Irish Triple Crown with the St. Leger there as well. Newmarket, little meeting there to throw in. Again, a mix of shorter distances. So not all the foreign races are long, and we follow that with domestic kind of distance races, really, for Americans. Mile 4, couple of mile 2s in there. So I do think it's a nice mix. We keep on sort of putting out races in different places you can get to. We've got Canadian International, we've got the Summer, we've got the EP Taylor. The Summer, not really in summer, I get that, but we were congested in the middle part of the schedule, so we moved Woodbine back to October. You can see here decent here. The champions meeting the British champions. And again, there's a couple of those races I might have my eye on. Champion Stakes, Mile 2, QE2 there, good races. Really like having them in. And then we start heading back over to France, and again, some big races. 2 days at Longchamp to end October. Some nice races, nice mixture on either day of short and longs, but we end, of course, with the magnifique Qatar Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe. What a race. Couple of days at Arcadia, the Breeders' Club, get done just after that. Then we kind of peter out a little bit. A bit of a quiet end to the season. Tokyo, though, offers us a chance to run late in the season. Back down to South Africa, this time to Kenilworth, to get all of the Cape races done. And then Shattin for our meetings there, over different distances again. And we finish off in Kranji with some very nice races again. So there's short, there's long. The Mile 2s can probably run the Mile 1s here, or the Hong Kong Cup. We got a Mile 4 here. Couple of short races, a lot of miles in this. But over this last month, I think, again, one thing I really do like is just how many races are out there in sort of different parts of the schedule and different parts of the world. We do have the British Triple Crown. We have the American, of course. We have the Irish. We have the Australian. And we have the French Triple Crown. As well as that, we've got the British Championship meeting. We've got Royal Ascot. We've got the Autumn Carnival in Australia. We've got Glorious Goodwood. We've got Epsom for the Epsom Derby and associated races. We've got the Arc de Triomphe meetings. We've got the World Cup meetings in Dubai. It's stacked. It's stacked. We're a little light on some of the Aussie and New Zealand races just because most of the really good ones aren't in the database, sadly. But yeah, that's kind of where the schedule is, and I know we've talked a long time on the schedule. This is more of a setup rather than an out-and-out racing. So we cheated ourselves in a bunch of money because, hey, I could just do it legit and transfer in over the 3 seasons and sell a bunch and bet, but hey, why bother? We do have a lot of breeders now coming in to seed things. I've bred from 2 horses. I've bred from Strong Vigilance because they were one of the first ones I saw that was a Grade 1 winner. They were one of the ones that I was looking at early on. So we've got some good horses from them, like Chestnut Ben. I think is a very decent yearling. Having Scott Scooby-Doo is another very decent horse. Dusty Answer, Ring of Steam, and Carib Gal. Which basically means we have some really good horses. But we also have a decent amount of fillies in the mix. So out of 10 horses we bred from 2 different game breds, we've ended up with 5 and 5, which is quite nice. From Daytime, which is sort of came in at the end of the season to the breeding barn after I'd already bred to Vigilance and ended up with a heck of a lot of wins. So I just had to. Like I say, Zagrala is phenomenal. Stafford Charlie is pretty special looking. Possibly Vincentian. Really like him as well. Vader, very good breeding filly. Possibly very good racing filly. And Melting Pot as well. So who goes to the barn, who stays out, I don't know. But we've got 5 good 2-year-olds. We've got 5 good yearlings. I've brought through 5 studs, so the next 5 seasons, if we want to breed from them, rather than try and find others, I'm tempted with people like Having a Ball and Alaman. But I'm not sure. I think I breed from one of mine or 2 of mine, and then dip into these 2, and then finish off ours. That might be an idea to do. But it looks like maybe we got the next 7 seasons pretty much covered in terms of breeding. If we just go for these two with their high grade wins, they've come in new for this season. And we've got quite a lot, as I say, 20 breeding mares in the barn. So the only thing with this schedule is when you do build a custom American kind of schedule, a lot of the maidens kind of disappear if you do things wrong. Luckily, on the second attempt, I had a stable version without maidens, but we actually have them back. So we can race with these horses. The game did generate them. So it is a full functioning, proper schedule that I might make available. I still want to take a look at it, make some tweaks, add a few more races in. We don't have any Spanish or New Zealand or German races. Yeah, I think that's it. In the base game, I think those are the nations we haven't added. So I can have a look and add a few of those and just see if I can like put at least one meeting in each of those countries in before I test and release the schedule. So that's kind of what this video is all about. Rascals Redux. We've got everything we kind of need. The final purchase will be the last horse transporter. It wouldn't allow me to buy it before now for some reason. But yeah, I think we're in a strong position in terms of starting horses, breeding barn, and all that. But this is a busy schedule. This is a really busy schedule now. And we need to find out just what we can do. Aussie Triple Crown. Mile in the Randwick. A mile 2 in the Rosehill. And they finish off later. In the meantime, you got that World Cup meeting. Now, mile 4. So, mile 2, mile 4 for Australia. Not too bad. Not too different to America, but an easier progression. Because the same horse can just gain distance all the way through. A mile to a mile 2 to a mile 4. Not too bad. Quite compact. Pretty sort of quick to run that. You've got like 12 days between the Rosehill and that, and you've got 15 days between the Randwick Guineas and the Rosehill Guineas. And then the Aussie Derby to finish us off. And like I say, France as well. We start at a mile. We move up. Ireland starts at a mile. Britain starts at a mile. And yeah, so the only one that doesn't start at a mile is going to be America. And then we dip down to a mile 1 for America. There's a mile 2 for France. They have some derbies at a mile 4. Or the Oaks. If you want a little bit of an easier time, perhaps. That's definitely going to be an easier one to run. And then we got a bunch of different races in here. But the St. James's Palace and Coronation over a mile. There's some good 3-year-old races that we can kind of stagger out. We've got the Canadian Triple Crown as well, which is interesting. What I really like is how the distances differ. And if you really want to win all 3, I mean, good luck to you. Good luck to you, but you're going to need some good horses. I don't think one can win them all. But you do end with a couple of mile 6s as well in the UK with the William Hill St. Ledger. And then as we go to the Irish St. Ledger, the Cormac Group, that's, yeah. You've got time between the start and the end of the Triple Crown seasons. But you need to grow. You need to grow. They are tough to win just on distances. So, I don't know. I'll pick a pathway that I like for each horse going through. I think we'll just see what fits. And we might concentrate on different Triple Crowns for different years. But as I say, this is the schedule. If you feel I've missed anything really important that is in the base game, let me know. If it's a part of the base game, I can easily add it. If not, then there's not going to be too much I can do about that. But with that being said, I'm going to wrap things up here, and I'll see you tomorrow for the start of our racing season in our brand new schedule. I'm excited to see where this goes. We have some great horses. We have some really interesting propositions coming up. We've got a couple of game breds, which maybe, just maybe, could be really, really good. And I'm excited to see what happens. So, yeah, lots more to come. But we'll figure it out as we get there later on. Anything people want to say? Comment section down below. Anyone you want to sort of say, I missed this race is completely in the wrong place, this doesn't make sense, I've put the Triple Crown in the wrong order. I don't think I have, to be honest with you. I don't think I've made a glaring mistake. But if I have, let me know. I will check it out, and I will fix it for the next version of this, this schedule. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this series as much as we hope that you enjoyed the last one. Description has a link to the Discord as always. Also has a link to Patreon. I've just set one up. Hopefully, if I can get some support on that, that will enable me to get little bits together, like giveaways in the future, like releasing my content through there, so that you can get like this database, other mods I may want to put online that I've kind of made, sort of early access kind of stuff there, as well as a link to joining me on videos or having your horses and saves showcased on this channel, as well as my Twitch channel. I am affiliated over on Twitch, so be free to go check that out too. So if you think you can spare $1 a month, couple of dollars a month, $3 a month, let me know over there. Sign up. Any support is greatly appreciated as always. But until next time, take care, stay safe. It's a crazy, crazy world. But if you do things right, we'll all get through this, and that's the main thing. So, see you tomorrow. We start again. Rascals Redux. Worldwide schedule.